When it was his turn, Pastor James looked at him warmly and asked, "Son, what do you think you need in order not to return to your old ways?" David hesitated, then said quietly, "If if I could get a job." "Just that?" the pastor asked. "Yes, sir," David replied. "Then consider it done," Pastor James said. "Meet me in my office first thing tomorrow morning." That night, David found shelter in a small shanty near the church premises. The next morning, he met Pastor James in his office, where the pastor learned for the first time that David was homeless. Determined to help a willing soul, the pastor used his connections to get David a job. He also arranged for him to stay in one of the small rooms within the church compound. From that moment, David's life began to change. He became a born again Christian and was faithful in his service to God. Yet, in every church service, his mind still drifted toward the lead vocalist whose voice had first drawn him in. One day, after a church program, David summoned the courage to approach her. "Hello," he said with a shy smile. "My name is David," she smiled back. "I'm Blessing." "Wow," David said. "What a beautiful name from such a beautiful voice. Honestly, it was your singing that brought me into this church, and here I am today." Blessing smiled humbly. "It's the Lord's doing." From then on, they became friends. After services, they would often talk, and over time, their friendship grew into love. 18 months later, David approached Pastor James in his office and opened up about the struggles in his life, especially his constant financial hardship. He explained what he had done to his father in the past and how his father had cursed him. The pastor prayed for him and advised, "You need to return to your father and apologize." On the appointed day, David traveled back to his village. The moment his father saw him, his face twisted with rage. He began shouting insults and hurling fresh curses at David. Falling to his knees, David pleaded for forgiveness, but his father spat out, "Over my dead body will I forgive you. You will never make it in life. Mark my words." David tried everything to calm his father, but nothing worked. Heartbroken, he returned to the city and told Pastor James what had happened. The pastor placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder and said, "Don't worry, God will have his